The world pays tribute to Charles Schulz. Coming up on the day of his final comic strip, the creator of Charlie Brown and Snoopy passes away. And the U of R prepares for a visit from the vice president. In just 60 seconds on the 10 o'clock news.
Have you tried taking your whole family to a sporting event lately? Tickets, parking, the cost could knock you out. Now, compare the price of tickets for one game to all the games you get with cable service from Time Warner Communications. You'll see dozens of games each month on our great sports networks for only $1.33 a day. Dare to compare. Your connection to savings is just $4.95 with Time Warner Communications. Call now, 1-800-756-7956, extension 62.
At Lauer's, we have 2 floors of furniture, offering you every imaginable style and price range. So whether you're just starting out or all settled in, you really should go up and down. Save another 6% during our President's Day sale with no payments, no interest for 6 months.
Live from Fox Rochester, this is the 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tom Butler. Get ready. Some potentially dangerous weather is on its way, and it may cause some big problems for commuters during the morning ride in. Meteorologist Jess Torpy has more on this latest winter storm warning. Jess.
Well, Tom, nothing too serious going on outside right now. Here's a look at Doppler radar. Just a few snow showers going on northwest of the city and toward Albion, Lyndonville, Hamlin, moving into Brockport shortly, and some more activity south and east of the city. But we have a real atmospheric war going on right now. We have cold air at the surface. That's courtesy of high pressure off to our north and the clockwise flow around that, bringing in that cold air from Canada. Milder air aloft off to our south. Now, what's going to happen overnight tonight, some of that milder air is going to push on into western New York and indeed most of the Empire State with the exception of the Adirondacks. And with that milder air aloft, milder meaning warmer than 32 degrees, and the air at the surface below 32, that moisture that's working in, it will be liquid and falling into freezing conditions. So we will see freezing rain and sleet potentially later on tonight and into tomorrow morning. Looks like a very sloppy ride into work. We'll be talking more about this in just a few minutes. Tom?
All right, Jess, thanks very much. Well, the nation expected to pay tribute to cartoonist Charles Schulz this morning anyway. This morning's newspaper featured the final installment of Peanuts. But ironically, Schulz passed away overnight as the strip was going to press. Fox's David Lee Miller reports.
Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Browniest.
Charlie Brown, the subject of TV specials, movies, and even a Broadway play, made his first appearance almost half a decade ago in a comic strip by Charles Schulz. Sunday was time to say goodbye. Schulz passed away in his sleep about 9:45 Saturday night, just as his last cartoon was being printed. In it, he wrote, "Dear friends, I have been fortunate to draw Charlie Brown and his friends for almost 50 years. It has been the fulfillment of my childhood ambition."
I think all of the characters are a little bit of me, but I think Charlie Brown is the sort of nice little kid that I would have liked to have had as a neighbor when I was small, because he and I like the same things, and he's a decent kid. All he wants to do is be left alone and play ball and fly his kite and things like that.
When Schulz announced his retirement last December because of colon cancer, he received more than 500 cards and letters a day at his Santa Clara, California home. Surprised by the response, he told his secretary, "I only draw pictures." In his final strip, Schulz writes, "Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, Lucy. How can I ever forget them? None of us ever will." David Lee Miller, Fox News.
Certainly many of us grew up on the whole Peanuts gang. It was easy to relate to the characters that Charles Schulz made come to life, and it's something that in some ways will always be a part of us.
Reading the final installment of Peanuts this morning had even more poignancy, knowing the creator of the popular strip had ironically just passed away. For those at the local Brugers, it was time to reflect on this American icon, a comic strip that had touched their lives in ways they hadn't even thought of until now. For Patrick Flanagan, Charlie Brown was the character he could most identify with, especially because of his raw honesty and the many trials and tribulations he faced week to week. Like the time that Charlie Brown was poised under a fly ball, lamenting as only Charlie could what might happen next.
If I catch this, they're going to carry me out of the field. If I drop it, I'm the GOAT. And it's just the whole week of him thinking about catching this ball, you know, and you know, to me it's like, I remember having been under that ball myself as a kid, and Schultz really, you know, Charles just really captured that so perfectly.
Lynn Ratzel has also been a fan of Schultz's work since she was a child. Her favorite character was the kid who didn't leave home without his blanket, Lucy's younger brother, Linus.
I just always felt sorry for him, probably, because his sister always picked on him. So that's probably it.
Well, the good news is that Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the whole gang will live on by reprints of the classic. And it's good to know that no matter which generation is reading the strip, expressions like good grief, you blockhead, and the like will remain timeless fun. In other news tonight, the Rochester woman facing deportation to Italy for larceny charges will be back in court tomorrow. Maria Wygant will be at a hearing in Attica to apply for custody of her 2 children. She faces deportation as a repeat larceny offender. Wygant is not a U.S. citizen and under immigration law will be deported. Wygant has been in Wyoming County Jail fighting deportation. The Donald won't be running for president after all. Sources close to the New York Independence Party say real estate mogul Donald Trump will not make a run for the White House, as he had hinted he might. He's expected to make an announcement tomorrow. Someone who is running will be here tomorrow. Vice President Al Gore is making a quick stop at the U of R in the morning as part of a campaign swing. Reporter Dan Ladelfa takes a look at the last-minute preparations being made for his big visit.
At the U of R's Strong Auditorium, students are helping the school get ready for a visit from the vice president. For some of the students, Al Gore's visit Monday is generating both excitement and curiosity.
It's kind of exciting for me. I've never seen future vice president, future presidential candidates speak before. I don't know if I'm going to be able to attend it because actually I have review sessions for classes in the morning. But I'm excited. It'll be fun. This is kind of interesting.
While the Secret Service work out the details on campus, at the Democratic headquarters, a different kind of preparation is underway.
Yeah, thank you.
Democratic committee.
Manning phones and giving out tickets for the event.
Okay, you're all set then.
We've been doing all sorts of projects all weekend long. We had an awareness rally that went with students going from door to door outside of dorms in the freezing cold, chanting, "Go, Gore, go."
When the vice president does arrive here at the University of Rochester, it's expected he'll talk about education and his proposal to make tuition a tax break. Local supporters say they're glad to hear that message.
As college students, there's nothing more important to us than hearing new plans to make education more affordable and more accessible to everyone.
Meanwhile, these Democrats continue to make signs and gear up for the big event. Dan Ladelfa, the 10 o'clock news.
The vice president will leave Rochester tomorrow afternoon to speak in New York City. We'll bring you, of course, coverage of his visit tomorrow night right here on the 10 o'clock news. Well, the big event tomorrow is, of course, Valentine's Day. Coming up, the floral industry gets ready for what's traditionally the biggest day of the year.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan Furniture.
Find big savings now at Raymore and Flanagan. Look for the red tags during our red tag sale. This lovely bed was $4.99. Red tag, now $2.49. You'll find red tag savings on famous brand names. Plus, delivery in 3 days or less, guaranteed, and absolutely free financing makes it even better. How about this 5-piece living room? Was over $1,800. Red tag, now $9.95. Don't miss the red tag sale, now through Monday at Raymore and Flanagan.
George's blind date is missing something.
You fixed me up with a bald woman.
On the next Seinfeld. Monday at 7:30 on Fox Rochester.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to own a ThermoSpa hot tub? Jets massaging every part of your body. Absolutely no stress. Quality time with the people you love. And now you can buy direct from the factory and save thousands of dollars. Call and we'll send a free educational package which includes ThermoSpa's 25-minute video that tells you everything you need to know about hot tubs. You'll see all the newest features available in our 52-page color catalog, along with installation ideas and energy-saving tips. There's no obligation to buy anything. Call toll-free to receive all this information free of charge. And if you call now, we'll send you a $400 ThermoSpa's gift certificate. To find out what it would be like to own the world's finest hot tub, call. We can even arrange financing for as little as $49 per month. Remember, ThermoSpa's package is free with no obligation to buy anything. Just call 1-800-316-7474. That's 1-800-316-7474.
Valentine's Monday. Donna and Eric share the biggest night of their lives. An all-new That 70s Show.
I am the king.
Then Allie runs head-on into love.
You didn't hit me on purpose.
If I wanted your attention, I could have just leaned on my horn.
All-new Allie McBeal.
Monday starting at 8 on Fox Rochester. Live from Fox Rochester, the 10 o'clock news.
One of the oldest Baptist churches in Rochester is celebrating 10 years of success with its current pastor. This morning, the Mount Olivet Baptist Church celebrated the 10th anniversary of having the Reverend Dwight Cook as the church's pastor. Local officials, including Mayor Bill Johnson and Police Chief Robert Duffy, were on hand to congratulate Reverend Cook. Cook's parishioners say he's been an inspirational leader and teacher over the past decade.
A marker of a decade of service and partnership together between church and pastor and community. And we're just excited about the present and the future.
Well, in the future for all of us, Valentine's Day. It's tomorrow, and the floral industry is getting ready for a very big day. Today, Arenas took a lot of advance orders and expects this year's Valentine's Day to be even bigger. The online service, flowers.com, says it expects 110 million flowers will be sold nationwide tomorrow, but the company says flowers aren't its biggest sellers anymore. Balloons and stuffed animals are gaining in popularity. Well, if you were thinking about getting your Valentine a stuffed animal for the big day, you probably should have visited the Strong Museum today. That's because it was the annual Teddy Bear Festival. Stuffed bears were everywhere. There were even life-size bears putting on performances for the kids. It was also a chance for the kids to bring their ripped teddy bears in for a little patchwork at the Teddy Bear Hospital. Well, if any of those teddy bears need Band-Aids, maybe they should wait. The makers of Band-Aid have a new design. They say it will heal wounds faster and with less mess. Details are coming up.
Will your ride to work tomorrow be a treacherous one, or will this storm be little more than a nuisance? I'm meteorologist Jess Torpy. I'll tell you all about it next.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by Wegmans Walkery and Sushi Station.
Mei Hui means delicious in Chinese. You can taste it in every delicious bite at Wegmans. Cooked up hot and fresh, created by Wegmans chefs, and ready for your table. Wegmans sushi is made fresh throughout the day. It's a colorful, delicious array, perfect for your dinner tonight. Discover the Orient today at Wegmans Walkery and Sushi Station. It's Mei Hui, delicious.
Nissan's just launched 2 all-new trucks. Doan Nissan has got them. The 2000 Nissan Xterra, a no-nonsense 4-wheel drive SUV you can climb, camp, and kick into gear. Doan's got the Nissan 2000 Frontier, powerful enough to push and pull around any payload you got. The 2000 Nissans are here at Doan. Where do you go? 390 feet off 390 on West Ridge Road. Doan Nissan, so close you can feel the savings.
Doesn't get any better than this. It's like a dream.
New York Lotto. Will you be ready if it happens to you?
It happens once every 12 seconds. A savage act of violence where a man beats a woman. A crime where the scars of memory are hard to erase. But outrage isn't enough. when threats to women don't stop. That's why we've launched the 24-hour hotline to help women in trouble. Use electronic bracelets to track these criminals. Shield victims with state-of-the-art security, taking domestic violence out from behind closed doors. We've reduced crime on our streets. Now we must eliminate it in our homes.
Now, the Fox Futurecast, live from meteorologist Jess Torpey.
I'll tell you, I've been forecasting the weather in the Northeast for going on 7 years, and there haven't been many more that have been trickier than what I've had to produce tonight, but let's go. Here we are. This is Doppler radar. This is the latest scan of Doppler radar. Nothing really serious going on across the region right now. Some snow showers over Lake Erie. They'll be pushing our way over the next few hours, but there's much more off to our south and east. I'll show you that in just a minute. Temperature-wise across the region right now, we're at 29 degrees here in town. Buffalo is 28. In fact, the entire state is below freezing right now, and the problem is we're going to have moisture moving in aloft that's going to be in the liquid form, moving into an atmosphere near the surface that is below freezing, and that's going to produce the freezing rain and the sleet that we're going to see later on tonight and into the morning commute tomorrow. I'm sure you can't wait for that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what counties are under a winter storm warning. In fact, all of western New York under a winter storm warning, mainly for the concern of the ice that we're going to see later on tonight and into the first portion of tomorrow. Here's a look at what's going on right now across the country. We have a serious storm that's wrapping up. This is a 24-hour loop. You can see all the moisture right now back in toward Ohio, parts of Indiana. It's making a beeline in toward us. I still think that the heaviest of the precipitation will remain off to our south and east, in particular the Finger Lakes, Binghamton, over in toward Syracuse, but we're not going to get away scot-free. We're probably still going to see enough moisture to leave a glaze on the highways, which is going to make driving a nightmare during the early morning hours tomorrow. Now here's a look at the Futurecast. Low pressure right now in the vicinity of Evansville, Indiana. It's going to be pushing north and east over the next several hours. And here it is by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, somewhere in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania vicinity. We are in the cold air here, meaning the wintry precipitation continues. That sleet and freezing rain during the day tomorrow continues. Then as this area of low pressure pushes on off to our north and east, more moisture wraps in around, and we could see 2 to 4 inches of snow during the afternoon tomorrow. Then a reprieve during the day on Tuesday as high pressure settles in across the region, and boy, will we need it by then. Here's a look at what we expect across the region. Sleet and freezing rain very likely for most portions of western New York. Rain down in toward Pennsylvania. Snow in the Adirondacks, and they could see a very healthy dose of snow there. Let's break it down into a forecast for you tonight. A light snow changing over to sleet and freezing rain. Temperatures no colder than 28. Looking ahead now to tomorrow. Sleet and freezing rain eventually changing over to snow showers. Tomorrow morning's commute is going to be horrendous. Budget at least 3 or 4 times the amount of time you would usually give yourself. 34 degrees, the high temperature. And as we look at the next 7 days, temperatures really remaining fairly seasonable over the period, remaining in the 30s for the most part, and it looks like some milder air approaching as we push on in toward next weekend. But of course, the big news is going to be tomorrow morning, the commute. Yeah. One of the nastier ones this season.
Allow plenty of time.
Oh, yes.
All right. Thanks very much, Jess.
Sure.
John's here with a quick look at the old sports menu. What do you got?
We have some good news here. Syracuse snapped their 2-game losing streak after getting thumped by Seton Hall and Louisville. They returned home to take on the Bruins from UCLA. And, oh, yes, this was a good basketball game. Preston Shumpert, 2 of his 18, with a little jumper into the lane. They led 25-22. 40-37 at the half. Jason Hart, 2 of his 18. They led by 2, tied at 58. Deshaun Williams, 3-ball from the right side. He finished with 8. Give it up for the Cuse. They won 71-67. Sabres were at home hosting Edmonton. Dominic Hasek back between the pipes. Sabres took a 2-1 lead on Jeff Sanderson's 9th goal of the year, but Ryan Smith with the garbage goal here. Backhand off the skate of the Dominator. This one ended up in a 2-all tie. And finally, Tigers' PGA streak is stopped. It's over, everyone, at 6. Despite this great bunker shot here at 14. Watch the sweet bunker shot. Oh, such great hands, great loft, and it stopped. But Phil Mickelson wins this one by 4. He finished at 18 under par. Now we'll have plenty more, including some big news out of Buffalo involving a couple of Bills. You'll see that and hear about that on our premiere of Sunday Sports Extra.
That's right. Stick around after the big show here.
Coming up about 10
minutes.
For
your big show.
You got it.
All right, thanks, John. Stay with us. Our Fox Focus on Health is coming up next. Tonight, important new information for expectant moms. Proof that you should not drink while pregnant.
The 10 o'clock news brought to you by the Grill at Water Street.
For dining in casual elegance, or to entertain important clients, visit the Grill at Water Street in downtown Rochester.
Hoover Wind Tunnel Vacuum. Diamond Rio MP3 player.
We can get to
And music to make your time more harmonious. Best Buy. Turn on the fun.
Visit Guys and Dolls Hair and Boutique. We specialize in braiding, weaving, and quality hair care. Guys and Dolls, 756 East Main Street, 232-5858.
Can't find your checkbook? Who cares? Because you can lease some of GM's most popular vehicles, like this Buick Century Special Edition with 0 down payment, 0 security deposit, 0 first month's payment, 0 do-it signing. Tax, title, and license extra. Lease the Buick Century 2000 Special Edition with a powerful V6 for as low as $279 a month. Nothing do-it lease signing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details. No checkbook required. See your local Buick dealer today.
Love is all around. You never know what it'll get you.
I love Lisa Simpson.
And you can't escape.
It's good for what ails you.
The Simpsons in Love, all week at 6:30, only on Fox Rochester.
You mean like movie trilogies?
He seems to like movies, Detective.
The last film in the Scream series is still the most popular movie in the nation. It's #1 for the second weekend in a row, taking in $57 million in the last 10 days. Leonardo DiCaprio's The Beach came in behind that with $15 million. It's his first movie since Titanic. The kids' movie Snow Day was the #3 film. State police want to remind you to put your child in a car seat the next time you go out. Today marks the start of National Child Passenger Safety Week. Last year, more than 600 children under the age of 5 were killed in car accidents. In New York State, all children under the age of 10 must wear a safety belt, and all children under the age of 4 must be in a car seat. Tonight's Fox Focus on Health, how drinking mothers can permanently damage their unborn child. New research says one drinking binge triggers a massive wave of cell suicide during a fetus's most important growth period. This explains why children exposed to alcohol can suffer from brain disorders. Band-Aids have gone high-tech. Johnson & Johnson is using a new moisture-absorbing material that promises to keep scabs from forming. For a box of 10 Band-Aids, you'll be spending a little more than the original Band-Aid. They should hit stores sometime in April. In just a few minutes, stay tuned for our half-hour Sports Extra with Sports Director John DiTullio. But first, even Bugs Bunny and the Little Rascals know this opera. The Eastman Theater welcomes The Barber of Seville.
Out here, it seems the wind never stops blowing. They call it the Velocity Zone. Build and remodel homes here, and you soon learn what you can and can't trust. Contractor John Miranda trusts only one window, Anderson. That's why if you ask him to use anything other than Anderson, he'll ask you to sign a release. So his reputation remains solid. Worry-proof, time-proof. Anderson Windows.
It's grabbing all the headlines. The magnificent new 2000 LS has arrived. Doane Lincoln Mercury's got it. The LS is the most important sport luxury launch in recent history. Doane says, listen to this Motor Trend quote. If you're considering BMW, Mercedes, Audi, or Lexus, put the LS by Lincoln on your list. Where do you go? 390 feet off 390 on West Ridge Road. Doane Lincoln Mercury. So close, you can feel the savings.
Toyo Research has perfected the snow tire by using innovative microbit compounds that include walnut shells. Like thousands of invisible ice picks, ground walnuts are what give the Toyo Observe its remarkable traction.
For the Toyo dealer nearest you, call 1-800-88-TIRES.
February is Black History Month, and Fox Rochester salutes those locally who have shaped and continue to positively impact our community.
Today, we honor Thomas Boyd Jr., the first black architect in Rochester. Boyd designed the Community Child Care Center, the Stratton Allen, Kennedy Tower, and Star Markets, one of which is currently the Pittsford Library.
Fox Rochester is proud to honor our distinguished African-American community members, past and present, during Black History Month. Sponsored by Nature Trail, the health food store.
Pound 31, the free call for news tips to the 10 o'clock news, a service of Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Now we'll look at what we're working on for tomorrow's 10 o'clock news. As we told you at the top of the show, Al Gore is scheduled to be at Rochester tomorrow. We'll have a report from the U of R in our parenting segment, talking to your kids about money.
And let's take a look at that 7-day futurecast once again. Nasty weather coming our way for tomorrow. Budget 3 to 4 times the amount of time you normally use for your commute tomorrow. We could be looking at a significant glaze of ice in the morning hours, and then 2 to 4 inches of snow on top of that for the afternoon ride home and into the evening hours tomorrow. So what a nice day coming our way tomorrow.
Oh boy, get ready. Be prepared, as the Boy Scouts say.
Very nasty.
Yeah. All right, thanks,
Okay,
Jess.
sure.
Well, we're going to leave you with a touch of class. The New York City Opera is in town for the Barbara of Seville. We'll see you tomorrow for the 10 o'clock news. And don't forget the half-hour Sports Extra with this guy right here. That's coming up next.
All kinds of action. Stay put.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Nessun qui sta, che nostri canti possano turbare. Fiorello, olà, si non son qua, e ben gli amici son pronti già. Rappi, rappissimi, forte silenzio, pianissimo, senza parlare, senza parlare, senza
February is Black History Month, and Fox Rochester salutes those locally who have shaped and continue to positively impact our community.
Today, we honor choreographer Garth Fagan, who founded Rochester's premier local dance company, Garth Fagan Dance. In 1998, Fagan received a Tony Award for Best Choreographer for Disney's Broadway hit, The Lion King.
Fox Rochester is proud to honor our distinguished African-American community members, past and present, during Black History Month. Sponsored by All Day Sunday.